3D. Love shower to Melita.
Hello, Soul Chariots families, family and friends. So happy that you're here. Welcome to Everyday Illuminate, where we discuss all things soul and, particularly bridging the gap of understanding between the 3D everyday world and 5D and beyond. And we do this through our awakening, ascension, and remembering. And I am so thrilled to introduce to you today. You actually might recognize him. There's a couple clips of him already up from our pre-podcast casual conversation that had so many gems and wisdom from him that we had to put some up to introduce him to you all. This is, however, our official episode, and it's the second episode of Everyday Illuminate. So welcome back, and so happy you're here. And today's guest is Lukas Sobek. You may have seen him before through his channel, The Magical Vault of LTS. And we actually met through Courtney Kairos' Divinely Aligned channel, which I'll put a link below because it's a wonderful place to explore your highest self and be completely authentic and accepted in a wonderful community. And here we are, Lukas Sobek. He is a teacher in 5D channel, beyond modalities. And I'd also like to include that he's an artist and a writer and so many wonderful things, a master creator. And we're just so lucky to have him here with us today. And here we go. Hi, Lukas.
Thank you very much for having me. I feel so honored, so happy to be here. And when you were speaking about bridging the gap between 3D and 5D, I got a glimpse of where it is going to go with us because I am completely unaware where this is going because X, that's the consciousness I'm channeling, steps in and out, and sometimes they just zoom me out, and just by re-watching or re-listening recordings, the human me can understand or witness what has happened. Yes, I'm bridging the 3D and 5D. Okay, they want just to come through.
Wonderful.
We all know that is welcome. Thank you for having us here. We usually just jump in because he is so open. He doesn't even realize when we speak or when he speaks. Have a wonderful day, everyone who's listening this magical Soul Chariot podcast by Melita. And we want to address to you, there are a lot of things going on in everyone's lives. And when consciousnesses or channeled entities tell you on and on and on, it's very easy for you to become your true you. We mean it like we say it. It is easy to be you. The thing that is not easy, and currently Lukas and a lot of other people and friends he made during the last 2 years of awakening journey and acceleration of energetic light body activations and learning how to express more authentically, which he made then, he still has got 3D. Everything is 3D. He still has got 3D stuff going on because a lot of decisions we make in whatever awakened state have consequences, like picking a job or picking a license or picking something that is expressed in a contract. There are limits governed by the laws and governed by all the systems created by the humans. And this is still a world you live in, even as a 5D. And we can now tell you it's going to go on. You're going to become sooner or later even a 6D and a 7D humanoid. This will remain because these are the structures of the basis in which you have incarnated. And being 5D means you navigate this with a different conscious. You are more conscious about all the potentiality that exists beyond of the term manifestation. You can consciously call in new possibilities. You can consciously switch your consciousness as soon as you are witnessing your human gets anxious or stressed or frightened. You can become aware of it and bring yourself back so that you then maintain a stabilized consciousness for picking more conscious choices. For example, when you have to decide, do I want to cancel this or do I want to change the job? How do I want to plan it? Which steps are needed? This is everything necessary for you to become more of you. And the difference of a 5D person making all these choices and the 3D person is the 3D person tends to choose more disconnected from what is that it is you. 5D is defined by acting in resonance and complete coherence and transparency with your inner heart's light, the cosmic light that you are, the divine light that you are, the higher superconscious self that is incarnated more and more and more and more and more in your human navigational system, in your body. This is the difference. The choice leads to another outcome, and the choice leads to a more joyful, conscious path unfoldment. But the thing that makes the difference is you are so connected to your energetic frequency and what your body needs and what the environment is providing to you that you find it too exhausting to maintain the goods, the wellness of yourself in a context that is permanently bombarding you with things that other humans more or less haven't to care about in a 9-to-5 job. Now we just speak about what teachers experience, but it is, we can compare it to being permanently journeying with a bus, and permanently the people change and their energetic frequencies change and the communication topics change. And but in a bus you don't have to interact with them. As a teacher you have to interact with every group you are presented with, because this is your profession, and it is not a mistake or a failure of the system. It's just like, this is nothing a single human should be put into dealing on itself and then sugarcoating it and telling a whole class of workers in Germany, do a little bit more yoga, establish more work-life balance. You have to keep track of your time schedule, how you prioritize. This job is so life-consuming. There is no space for creativity. You come home, you make the after preparation, and then you have to do something that pleases your body because you are so drained on every level of human living. There is nothing with, I read what I would love to do. I spend time with my friends. You are just refueling what has been poured beneath sub-zero. To give all of your energy, to give all of your life, to serve dramatically and drastically, over sacrifice in order for those systems to run on your life source, so that you are unaware of where you are living and what you are living. And a lot of this causes friction in our societies. If you disconnect from one another because you just return home overwhelmed by everything what you have experienced in your workplace, your family suffers, your friendships suffer. And that we all love to be embodied and living what it means to be a social being. We experience it during lockdown. This is very clear. You cannot reduce us to just doing the work tasks. Even if it is very nice from time to time to be at home and doing home office, but this just showed the society in every system, in every layer and company, what can already be done at home and where face-to-face contact isn't needed. We would appreciate it if such systems and such technology research would go in every layer of the society to have more people profitize from that, to enjoy this luxury of meaningful and lifetime-saving implemented resources. You get headache when you see how advanced economy industries are the top performers because their staff is managing AI, but at a school you have to do everything manual. The technology is out there, everyone can use it, but why isn't it used there where a lot of human resources that are bound by really, in comparison with what is possible now with AI, stupid tasks? Why isn't it there applicable at first? And free the human resources at school in Germany, they are lacking personnel, they are lacking teachers, they are lacking all humans who can help to be there, because children need attention. Children need to have a lot of wise and people who can feel emotional stable. They are needed because the children, they have their psychological baggage. And they just don't spend half of a day. In Germany, it is from 7 to sometimes 16:30. It's called a Ganztagsschule, a whole day school. They spend half of the day there. And there it's clear you need more than just lessons and a little bit of activity. You need to have at least someone who is there and can help and provide all what is needed when there an injury happens, or when someone has nothing to eat, or when someone experiences mobbing, severe mobbing, or when someone has got a moment of insight where psychologically emotions are brought up, like psychosis or something. There is trained teacher personnel, yes, but where are the doctors? We would need them there. We would need we dentists we would need there. We gave Lukas once the idea and the picture of every school is a miniature city. You need to provide everything for the children at school what in a city is provided for the citizens. You need to have something that replaces the hospital. You need to have something that replaces the shops. Everything is needed there. And the most psychology. And this cannot be done, again, by teachers who learn and study and are professionalized in their subjects, in their field, in how to manage to make it so small every little child understands it, how make it relevant, because this is the science of delivering information and creating engagements in a classroom during a lesson. Everything else, there are different jobs. And every school would be thriving if somehow someone would finally understand that a lot of jobs are possible in a school. A whole city could thrive. How much technology nowadays is needed at schools? Every school needs professional IT managers and IT people, just to provide all the things that are needed there. Nowadays, just the teachers are doing it, and they are overwhelmed because they have to do a lot of stuff, a lot of different things that we would suggest other people who have learned this profession and who are on fire for this specific topic would find a really good place in working. But somehow it stays fragmented. Yeah. This is something we can see everywhere. There was once time a discussion, are single mothers allowed to take their baby to their workspace? Of course, if no one is at home to care for the baby, and if there is no daytime mother or daytime nurse or carer, whatever gender he has got or she has got, the business needs to provide a shelter for the baby.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing to brabble or reason about. It's very clear that family is the thing we need to protect and provide for, because where else should come the new humans who then will work and pay? On the one perspective, but we don't reduce you, but these are the systems. Family has to be something everyone wants to have and care for. And monthly income as well. We somehow feel that the perspective of the politicians have been manipulated into foster and bond with big income, and neglecting that politics once meant from the people. It was governed by the people for the wealth of the people. It is to stabilize them. It is to nourish them. It is to lead and guide them, because those people live their lives, and it needs someone who has the free time and the perspective and the knowledge and the empathy and the time to get out of the day-to-day life and to look at everything what's happening like a manager. A manager manages what the other people are doing, but yes, like a good manager. And the politicians need to be ethical top scale. And they need to be open heart centered and fucking 5D at least. It should harm any human people to decide something that is harming another. And we've experienced that. You may share your story as well, or you our listeners. How is it to feel deeply as a 5D? You cannot just do it. You shock when you see brutality somewhere, or horror movies, or a mother yelling at her child, or someone beating the dog. Lucas happened that one time in the past. There was someone going with a walk with her dog, and she was yelling at the dog, and Lucas couldn't. He was like, "Please stop doing that. Your dog has no fault or nothing to do with your marriage crisis." The poor dog. Yeah. And that's why this is going to change and ruffle more than just feathers. Because, this is what the track, the politicians, yes, blinded by the money, blinded by the gold. Somehow it is like we have got the government, we have got the law, the jurisdiction, and then above that all, we have got known or unknown players with the big money who play chess with everyone who is viable, available for betrayal on the higher good. I mean, big tech, this is the question we would love to ask. What has to happen that every big tech or everything that right now sucks out life force and devastates environment for building more data centers and AIs, what has to happen that finally everyone who is sitting in the right position wakes up and stops this dehumanization project? And people who are aware of it are right now being taught and guided by the higher selves to live a life detached from all this parasitic, poisoned systems. Planting fruits, learning how to plant vegetable, learning how to consume less of the things that are making your body sick and that are digested very fast without giving you any energy. All this prepares you for everything. What will they become ahead? The time isn't decided. What we see from a different level is the energetic currents. How they manifest and if they manifest, this is to decide by humanity.
Oh.
You are on the leading edge. Yes, the parallel universes and the possible futures all exist at a particular level, and they get realized. They come from their potentiality, so to speak, into the matter by the way of decision and living of the humans who are getting them. We all wish that everyone on Earth has always enough water, enough to eat, a shelter, good to sleep, everything that is needed for living a life that is, it's sad to say that they survive this day and that they are guided to be enabled to make the things that are good grow so that they have one day more than just for the surviving, that they can thrive. And there are very powerful methods you humans already have discovered. It's meditation. When you gather consciously or unconsciously for a meditation and you hold your frequency, you are weaving new conscious threads into the collective mask continuum consciousness that has always been recreated and fueled by you, in which you live. It's like an informational cloud. Yeah. You live in it. That's the realm of ideas. And you can change its flavor, its quality. Some of the channelers have spoken of there is a tipping point and humanity has reached it. It was the crucial number for needed ascended souls or high frequency souls to tip the scale to ascension. And this has happened. The number is, we think, 20 or 25%. You have already exceeded it. It goes on and on and on. The ascension is inevitable. Gaia is on the ascension path. It already has changed on the Schumann frequency, and it's going to change on. And these meditations are your service. Every time you do that personally, privately, for your own, you are enhancing your own consciousness, how you flavor it. If you think on something bad or on something that calms you or on something miraculous that opens up your possibilities, this is how you flavor it. And this you receive and you weave it back into the consciousness energetically, vibrationally, and later on through everything else that consists of vibration, because you are a vibrational being. How you live your life is differently. You show up differently. You select differently. Other people will see it and they will get inspired by it. In that way, you reactivate their sense for possibility and for another life that is possible and available for everyone, because it is available. Long time ago, it has been available and possible for everyone to have his own and her own cattle and to grow his own fruit. Why shouldn't it be possible yet? It is common sense that it's possible. It is. And people are doing it more and more and more. The fact of its possibility raises the consciousness of the power of self-sustainability, choosing oneself. This sentence can be lived out in a personal life very differently. It can mean I change the job. It can mean I change the quality of food I take in. It can mean I verzichten. I don't eat any more meat, or I just eat eggs or whatever. And this means choosing myself accordingly to the vibration of the consciousness and the inner being's preferences, what we call your soul's calling. This is individual. Everyone is individual. Thus, we are all on the same ship called Mother Earth, and we together create the environment we live on and we live in. And we encourage to those who really feel the tangibility and the charging of this new golden, so-called golden future. You feel it already. It is touchable. We can sense it. There are days you wake up and you say, this day is completely new, because the possibility of shifting timelines is in its realization, and you take part in it, and you play an important, vital role in it, because you are the one playing in time, deciding, choosing what you want to realize in something that evolves and unfolds in something that is called time. So use these powerful tools and technologies that are available for you and that resonate with you to choose yourself first. First, heal yourself. Just a healed person can heal others. And then heal as well the wounded healer, because this is what had tricked you for a very long time into service, into staying too long in context, connections, relationships, jobs that just took too much of you. And maybe you will learn something about you, and maybe you will go back to a job, but this is to be decided by you. Maybe you find joy in going back in a different position in something that has once taken too much of your essence. You go then back in order to show a different way, maybe to manage it or to speak about another concept. Because this is alchemy. This is how consciousness grows. This is how a community grows. To make the experience, choose oneself, alchemize it, and invent maybe something new so that it can go on. Yeah, we are a little bit ADHD, so we hop and drop to every topics. We hope we have gathered all the open loophole and fix that. Is there anything in particular you would love us to enlarge on?
Oh, I want to say I'm so deeply grateful you're here and communicating. And I found myself coming to tears twice through while you were speaking. I was feeling the sadness as you were describing how basically difficult it is for children and teachers and in the school system, and the needs, really great needs in all areas within the school system, and also in general in the working worlds, and my own experience in mental and substance abuse hospitals, and then into private practice, and my friends who are teachers here and throughout the working world, and in the 3D systems where it's, burnout, coming home and being so depleted. It's so difficult for people to be, not only present for themselves, but for their families, their loved ones. And it just seeps into society. And I felt the sadness, and also just knowing that as you were speaking, how many people can relate and feel what you were saying. And then
it seems to be
embarking
something systematic, because a lot of different professions are reporting similar experiences. And this, we think like a scientist now. When different people in different professions say the same thing, it has to be something systematic. Maybe not intended systematic, but when it is something systematic, then it has to be changed. And for a long, long time, these changes always came from above, not from the heavens, but politically spoken. And we feel like now it's time, not for a revolution, not for not like in France, okay? But from the bottom up. The bottom lightens up, gets more conscious, knows more possibilities, regains its own inner authority, its own inner sovereignty. And this is completely new human who then can go back into such systems and change them. But this requires then the system to either integrate these changes very fast, because there is time to lose. People are staying in these structures and they get depleted on and on and on and on. So you cannot, it's not like with the climate. Some in the far future, we will reach the goals. You have to be implemented. And this has to show in the actions and the decisions politically. And the longer it takes for implement that, every awakened human or human who has a sense for its own dignity, we don't want to link it too much to spirituality. Every human who has a sense of its own dignity will then say, I have to retreat again. I don't let myself be treated like that in 2026 or whenever. Because whilst these systems are showing their potentiality of stabilizing and providing more opening for well-being, being more flexible for the private reality of all humans there, the consciousness of so-called easy money or passive income spreads everywhere. There are examples on YouTube. People are telling and explaining how it is possible. And even Lucas, how is it called? Real estate. Lucas in his 3D panic. I need to get out of the job. I need to have a lot of money. What gives me all of money? Buying and selling a house. So
Yeah.
we
True.
let him fly off with the horses. We let him. He made the course, he learned it, he had a contact, he read the book, he flew to Brighton, we make him manage it. He flew to Brighton, we had a wonderful time with him in King's Cross. He was living like a beggar
Oh.
in a very tiny room, and he was always outside, and we were always pouring consciousness in him, and he was finally so detached from the outer noise to let us in and train him. And there was one night in particular, he was sitting under like a bridge. It was close to the hotel. It wasn't a bridge. It was just a connection thingy between two houses. And there was a little garden with flowers. And we let him buy something to drink, a Coke and some chips or vegetables. And then he recorded some source-inspired TikToks or WhatsApps or whatever. And he then realized, as human, I can be happy anywhere. I have the resources to survive anywhere. And I would thrive because I would be happy being just me and going for what ignites me. And he met a lot of new people. Yeah. And at this meeting, he opened completely up. He said he is a spiritual channeler and he dreams of having a real estate that is energetically well structured, like feng shui and so on, to provide a very good environment, high-tech technology for all the inhabitants. Yeah. We don't know how he has been perceived, but two came out and applauded him. Just two, when he was taking a break outside, and said, we would never mention that we are spirituals. It was one Reiki teacher and another one who was doing fascia massages, we claim to remember. Yeah, and this showed him, okay, living openly as a spiritual or as an awakened one isn't so easy. Yeah, and he never, ever followed the track of the real estate. But it is something that can make the persons, the humans who fit into this, make good money. Maybe not 100%, we don't know. But there are a lot of things to know, but it is what we want. The point is, you have to choose. You can have the stability, which is important maybe on a 3D level. And what 5D humans know is possible and will be made possible, manifested, is I can have everything I want to have by just being me. My talents are what is given to me, and this is what I am here supposed to be. Yeah. And from that, then choosing something you want create your money income. Maybe the labeling of job and work will change. Please go on.
And thank you for all of that as well. And I have full body chills here. I'm just resonating with all that you're saying. That piece about people being so depleted and then not feeling so disempowered. And you mentioned in system, and then how large that issue is, and how people can just go through their lives feeling drained. However, and feeling that the problem is so large, what am I going to do? I can't change anything. How many times have I heard that in my life? Or maybe Lucas have heard that, or you all have witnessed. And knowing that it does start with us, and it can be a little movement within our day, something that we provide for ourselves, a minute of self-affirmations, the meditation, as you mentioned, and moving toward planting our own food again, taking care of our hearts, our families, our souls, or recognizing that things can change. You brought this over to the possibility, and just recognizing the possibilities. I always believe that the solutions are always there. The solutions are there. It's very hard to see them at times, and they might not be.
Either they are not picked or they are not seen. The are not seen part is something that everyone can do by breathing and getting a grip of its own mental fog. There is enough resources. The other thing is not wanting to. This is something on a whole nother level. But there was this one strike. I'm not able to change everything. We just say it. When you have water and you put a drop of any other liquid into it, and even though you cannot detect it, and your systems say it is water 100%, this water is not any longer the water it has been before. It isn't any longer because there is something new inside. And this is the same. The whole collective can be black. But when there is one sheep with a little bit white, you cannot say it's completely black because there is something, there is different. Okay? Now something different. When everyone is singing his and her own song and they meet in particular parts, chorus or something, but everyone is different. And someone is completely out of range. So the whole composition is different as well. Yeah. And this is the individuum, because the individuum is always important. Everyone is the center of attention and consciousness of his and her and everything in between higher self. Because you are the fucking divine vocal point of incarnation. You are always being observed, looked on, and they just wait for you to open up and say, I need some help me. Because consciousness focuses on you. And you are the most important for this consciousness in this time. And this consciousness focuses on you, Melita, and my consciousness on me. But these consciousness are somewhere, there's no room metaphor, but it is connected on a higher vibrational level. And because this consciousness above is lovingly taking care about our consciousnesses, when we are deep in sync, we would never do something that would harm you because we know I am you and you are me.
Right. Right.
We feel it. And in that way, everyone just live the fucking greatest life out of your heart, and everything else will be taken care of, because this has consequences on levels a human cannot grasp.
Right.
It will dribble on like a domino effect. Yeah. But the purpose is that you experience a life that honors you, where you are safe, where you feel well-being, because well-being is what always is. and that you can grow in the direction that is exciting for you. To gain more consciousness about yourself. And by that, you discover things about yourself. And people who are doing the same, they will see, oh, we can cooperate or something. And then things will build up. It's not about attention. It's both in the same time. You serve the other by serving you. You cannot help others when you yourself are depleted. A blind one cannot help someone who wants to cross the street. Yeah, someone who, yes, yes. Teaching by not teaching, teaching by example. Yeah, we would summarize it like that. And things are beautiful. Things are really, really beautiful right now. Every day is beautiful in its own. And even we don't dismiss hard times. They are here. Contrast is here. And we don't want to subcategorize every catastrophe and all the blood spilling that has happened and is happening by just saying it's contrast. Consciousness wants to know itself. This would go too far, we know. And still, there is a way out of it. We can assist by not getting harmed too much by it. Everyone holds space. Everyone sends blessings. There is help there. And we all wish for all humanity, for all brothers and sisters, that they unite in peace. Funny thing. Lukas once had the thought, every teacher teaches the little ones how to solve their squirrels without fighting and punching. And he was once thinking, but when they leave school, they learn how to debate verbally, they learn how to solve conflict. But what happens when they get out and become a politician? Do they forget it? Where is it? On the street? Where? And because learning, this is a definition, learning, you call the Lernen ist das dauerhafte Verändern eines Verhaltens. Learning is the continuous, permanent changing of behavior. So when you always know how to write, you have learned it. This is a very high standard because the motoric process of writing and riding a bike and conducing a car, yes, this would be learned. So, yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for all of that. And yeah, as you mentioned, it's so beyond our human minds. We cannot understand it all, and so many people are not connected to their spark or don't believe they ever had one or it's been, smothered from a young age, whatever the case. But if to follow that little intuitive, light or an idea or a feeling of hope, faith or just something good or joy in a day, something so small, as you say, like the putting in something into the drop of water can make a big difference ultimately for that person and change the composition, change their frequency, change a little bit about how they're feeling, change a little bit of how they might view something over the next 5 minutes and open up a little more possibility, and just growing and that change. Boy, full body chills and tears throughout all of this time. I'm so grateful. And how do we correctly, if we could use that word, address you? Do you have a name that you go by or that you'd like to go by? Or I don't mean to minimize or limit or deduce all of you, just in terms of
I have no idea.
Okay. That's fine.
They are good. Is it my brain or is it you? Multidimensional alchemist they are giving me.
Beautiful. Thank you. And I I know that's so little, the
Prophet,
little
but I
human
don't go
here.
with it. I don't go with it. They are now, they are having fun. This just one thing I would love to add.
Please.
Do anything that makes you feel better.
Mm,
Anything in the world without harming another one.
there it
But
is.
anything that makes you feel slightly better and then better and better and better. And then you stop the momentum of anything that we don't speak now and don't activate. But on this better feeling, you get into the vortex of better feeling. And
Yes.
this will show you, I feel better. You will choose better because your whole body is programmed to maintain this well-being. And by showing you this, you will then better and better, better, become better and better and better in um, navigating your own emotions. It's feeling. This is the paradigm shift. It's about the feeling. And a lot of people are laughing on the social media about it because nowadays you don't ask what you think about it, but what do you feel about it. But this discussion is because a feeling is a thought.
Yeah.
It comes
Yeah.
always with a thought, whether you see it or not.
Yes.
It
Yes.
is one thought. Yeah. Yeah.
Do anything that makes you feel better. That's a great way, a succinct way for people to, it's like
Anything.
a bite
Anything in
size
the
that we can
world that makes
handle.
you feel better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much. Is there anything else you would like to add?
Ah,
It
thank you
feels
for
like three
having me.
minutes. We'd love to obviously have you back for more, and there's so many wondrous examples and ideas and facts that you've provided uh, throughout this time. And as I keep saying, I'm deeply grateful, and I know that our community and the Soul Chariot friends and family will gather much from this. And I look to forward to continuing on in the direction
Yeah.
of betterment.
Our pleasure. My
Yeah. Yeah.
well,
Okay.
we could start with a little energetic transmission. We have shown Lucas that he, as a conduit, can receive and give.
Mm-hmm.
This we can just start.
Okay.
Center yourself. Become the light pillar and lower your barriers. Open up. Talk to your body out loud or in your mind and say, I love you. You're wonderful. You may now lower all the walls, your defense mechanisms. Open like a flower, like a bud. Open like a hand that just is here to receive and to be given. And even if you say you don't feel energy, it will become more sensitive. And whatever it is that you would love to soften or to give away, you can now collect it and bring it forward energetically, everything. You can invite your highest of the highest to do it for you. Ask inside, my highest light, bring energetically forth what I am now ready to release and would catapult me, propel me on an easier way. Everything I don't need to carry anymore, I give it away. Now breathe in and out. Thank you, highest light of everyone. And now see you giving this package to Source, handing it over. And Source receives it in the light or in the vastness of the universe. And say inside, universe, I hand it over to you. Here it is. I'm no longer dragging this with me. I give it to you. And I open up for all the wonders and miracles you will give me in return. No matter what it takes, no matter what it needs, I want to become more of me, a lighter version of me, a more joyful version of me, more happiness for me. I choose more ease and joy and glory for me. And with that, I can vibrate exactly these frequencies on the outside and serve the others by just being me. Okay. If you want, if you have something particular on your mind, like attracting wonders, miracles into your life related to some outcome, we will show you how to do it. So you envision this outcome energetically, and you give it a color. And now you place this outcome a little bit in front of you away. And now we want you to pull energetically, consciously, this outcome into your field. Pull it into you. Pull it into your energetic field, closer, closer. And now it's in front of you. Now merge with it. And it's done. You will feel what to do to experience something like that. This or better. This or better. Thank you for co-creating this moment with us. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank
We
you
love
so much. Love you.
you. Oh, I love you too.
It's so sweet. Oh, I could cry. Thank you. Oh, amazing. Well, Soul Chariots, you just witnessed the magic of being with Lukas Sobek. And as we'll close the session with this, thank you so much. We hope you'll be back again. And I know that you can feel my heart, my frequency, and the depth of my gratitude from my sacred heart to yours. So until next time, thank you.
Till next time.